Aries. Aries symbol today can be a good time for learning or working in unusual ways, dear Aries, or for doing some fantastic thinking in motion. Even so, there is vital energy for quiet time, family relationships, and comforting or homey activities. It's a good time for drawing upon your intuition to map out ideas and plans. Subtle moves are better than dramatic ones right now. You might lack some motivation if inspiration is missing. You more readily give of yourself now, and others appreciate it. Problem solving comes so naturally today that you might find you're quickly and easily fixing things that previously stumped you. Later today can be a little challenging getting the appreciation you crave. It may be best to collect your thoughts. Taurus. Taurus symbol today's transits generally favor communication, learning, sharing, and your social life, dear Taurus. Intuitive influences are strong. Your ideals are in focus, and you gravitate to people who inspire you. There is a nice flow to your communications, and you'll enjoy the fact that people are picking up on the intention behind your words. It's not an ideal day for concentration, as you're so curious that it's easy for various things to distract you. However, you seem to feed off a bit of change, movement, and variety. Thinking can be foggy today regarding practical matters. Creativity, however, runs relatively high now, as you draw more upon your visualization skills and less upon logic. As the day advances, aim to slow down a little to ensure you're getting things right. The need for some structure or to reassess goals can come into play. Gemini. Gemini symbol restlessness can stimulate unexpected change today, dear Gemini. Creativity is highly favored, you might aim to let go of negative thoughts and ride the wave of excitement. There may not be as much heart in what is swirling about around you, but the fluidity and natural movement can keep you feeling connected. Failing to see eye to eye with someone close to you may be an issue later today. Insecurities may be at work now, and patience is necessary to get over a hurdle. Or, someone could be overly critical or negative. Take what you hear with a grain of salt, and know that any drama now is likely to pass soon. Cancer. Cancer symbol conditions are not ideal for activities that require concentration and precision today, dear Cancer. You can be in a dreamy state of mind, finding it difficult to come back to earth. Consider spiritual, metaphysical, or creative activities now, if these are possible. If you can focus your energies on something fun rather than routine, you can be far more productive. Later today, there can be some emotional distancing in a relationship, a temporary situation. Mixing work with pleasure is not always successful, but today it may very well be. Moderation is key right now. Family and home life can be motivators for new ideas and endeavors. Leo. The day's energies are excellent for artistic pursuits, dear Leo, but can also inspire some self-indulgence. It's a time for gentle attraction and letting people and things come to you. It's a time to think up plans and ideas that you may not consider on more practical days, with the intention to fill in the details at a later date. You may solve a problem or help someone with ideas or knowledge, but for the most part, you are better off with quiet activities today. There can be some sluggishness or lethargy, as there can be a vague feeling that you don't know where to head. Even so, it's better not to push yourself emotionally. You may be feeling a little out of step until you recognize the need to slow down and allow yourself time to process recent events, imagine, and dream. Virgo. Transits early today are suitable for aiming to accept others for who they are and letting go of what you expect them to be, dear Virgo. You might have an admirer today. However, later today, there can be some feeling of being deceived, either as something you feel or a friend feels, and clarity can be hard to come by. A commitment made now may be cause for regret later. Feelings of guilt can drive fears that are likely to amount to nothing much. It can be challenging to follow a routine and deal with routine matters. Aim to relax and reflect. Libra. There's good energy with you for finding unusual solutions to problems, dear Libra. You might choose to view disappointments as avenues towards greater understanding. Increased recognition or reward can be in the offing. Later today can be tricky with a partner. It's not the warmest of energies, but it's also very temporary. Or, there can be a brief dip in motivation levels, and it can be just fine if you treat it as a simple interlude. Do watch, as it can make you a little more vulnerable than usual to worry or stress. Scorpio. There is creative strength and quiet inspiration to the day, dear Scorpio, and you might channel it through business and practical matters quite successfully. A private matter can give you a real emotional boost. Aim to be open and receptive on a mental level, but keep your feet on the ground. Comfort and pleasure are in high focus, and they may drive decision-making when it comes to spending. Nevertheless, it's a time of free thinking, spontaneous thought, not for being fenced in, physically or emotionally. Sagittarius. You tend to greet the day with a stronger will to understand, dear Sagittarius. Aim to be patient, receptive, and kind to best harness the energies of a Mercury-Neptune parallel. While you can be very enthusiastic, others may misread your intentions. It may be best to keep intellectual discussions light. Friends and long-term happiness goals can be a focal point right now. Still, not all is as it seems today, so you may need to reserve judgment. Later today, doubts can nag at you, and it may be because you are overanalyzing the past. Capricorn. You tend to let your intuition guide you today, dear Capricorn, allowing patience to show you that life is unfolding the way it should. Some things can't, or shouldn't, be rushed. It's a good time to detach from the world in some manner and retreat into a reflective space. Aim to enjoy yourself in the moment, leaving expectations for the future out of the equation just for now. Nevertheless, you can experience some listlessness and confusion if you don't feel the spark of inspiration. Later today, however, there can be some stiffness and withholding, making it a less than ideal time for asking for what you want. Aquarius. It's a fine time for attracting someone, or goodwill, your way, dear Aquarius. There can be unexpected gains or connections. You're craving something unusual or unconventional in your social and romantic life. Traditional is not necessarily very interesting to you right now. If the details of an endeavor aren't coming together smoothly, consider shelving it or temporarily taking a breather. Otherwise, you could end up with a bigger mess than the one you started with. Ideally, today should feature free-form activities, movement, physical activity, and mental exploration. Later today, however, people can be unresponsive or critical. Try to focus on things you can control or improve, rather than those you can't. Pisces. Although procrastination may be a problem today, this can be a good time for dreaming up interesting ideas or solutions, dear Pisces. It may be a good time to ride the wash and wait for inspiration to pick you up. The day is more about letting things and people seek you out rather than assertively pursuing desires. It's a time to observe and analyze. Someone may take your playful intentions as something more than they are, and it's best not to commit to something too quickly. Later today, others could be in a rather somber mood, which can dampen your spirits. It may be best to pull yourself away from competitive energies temporarily. Do keep an eye out for possessiveness in your friendships. Somebody could be pulling away because they feel they can't match your intensity.